Hey friends, I'm excited today. Our family gets to head to the Rocky Mountains in Colorado. I'm going to wrap up work here in my office, head home, load up those kids, load up my beautiful wife, hold her hand for however many hours it takes us to drive to Colorado. Really looking forward to this time with my family. While I'm planning for a trip, I'm trying to think about how do we bring Jesus along? How does Jesus go on vacations with us? And so I have two ways that we are going to do that on this trip. I'm going to share them with you in a few seconds. But first, I want to share with you three things that we're doing around the house to hang out with Jesus. I am so petrified of being a Jesus is only focused on Sunday mornings kind of dad. Jesus is to be the King of life, the Lord of love, the best thing, the best treasure that we have. And so I'm constantly trying to figure out ways to connect my family to Jesus, the great Savior. And so lately, here's three ideas. I just want to pass them along to you. You might be better at some of these than I am. I hope that you are. But just to give some ideas, to share some of the things that we're stumbling through while we try to love Jesus at our house. Number one, we have a chalkboard hanging in our living room / kitchen area that I can write little phrases on, little proverbs on, little reminders on. And occasionally we'll do that. I'll write, something about kindness or something about our tongues or whatever we need to focus on as a family to kind of lift up the attitudes and lift up the atmosphere. I'll use that chalkboard. Other people use a marker board for the same purpose, but consider that just a way to drip one message onto the family over a couple of days or weeks. Number two, lately, I have been sharing a single proverb at dinner a few nights a week. I have never been very good at the 10-minute, 15-minute, 20-minute family devotional time. It always ends up being family discipline time. Do you know what I'm talking about? And so lately, we've just been doing a one proverb with one thought from Dad. It takes 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and that seems to be going over fairly well, doing the proverb. Third idea, on some days I'll say, hey, we're going to do a family powwow at 7:30 tonight. We're going to do a family powwow at 8 p.m. tonight, and everybody shows up, and I'll pull up YouTube, and I'll have a couple of songs pre-selected, and I'll just put on some Jesus-focused songs with lyrics on the screen. Some of the kids like to sing along. Some of the kids would never sing along, and I don't force that. I just bring us together to fill our house with music of worshiping Jesus. So there's three ideas from our current home. Now, two ideas. How are we taking Jesus to the Rocky Mountains with us? The first thing is that I set out a pile of books on our kitchen table 2 nights ago. 15 books spread out. And in these books, they're all Christian books. Some of them are biographies. Some of them are fiction. Some of them are kind of more theological about different topics. All of them are age appropriate. And I took our 4 oldest kids, ages 12 to 17, and I told them, each of you needs to pick one book, one of these 15 books for the road trip. Lots of selection, lots of different topics, but grab a book, and I'd like you to read this book. We're going to have tons of hours in the car, so add this on to your own pile, your own drawing sheets, your own music, whatever, and I'd like each of you to read one book. So they picked a book. 2 of them were very excited about it. One of them was and one of them not happy, but we're going to do this thing. So that's idea number 1 of how we're taking Jesus with us. And the last idea is something that we did on our last family trip. The kids remembered this. They asked if we were going to do this again. And that is, I print off a verse sheet. Everybody gets a card. I'm going to cut these, and they use these as their bookmarks on the road trip, and a couple times a day at totally random times, I say, all right, pull out those verse cards and we just read them together as a family. Let me read for you the verses that we're going to focus on as we head out. It's Psalm 36, verses 5, 6, and 9. See if you can figure out why I picked these verses for our trip to the mountains. Your steadfast love, O Lord, reaches to the heavens, your faithfulness to the skies. Your righteousness is like the mighty mountains. Your judgments are like the deep oceans. Man and beast you save, O Lord, for with you is the fountain of life. In your light do we see light. We're going to go to Colorado and we're going to see the Creator. We're going to see His creation, and it's going to be fantastic. I hope I've encouraged you with some ideas, and we'll see you next time.